morning. Today we'll take the other topics of this module 2. We shall start with hydraulic and pneumatic actuators. Let us know first of all what is meant by a hydraulic actuator. A hydraulic actuator is a hydraulic cylinder or hydraulic motor that converts hydraulic power into useful mechanical work. So a hydraulic actuator is nothing but it is the one which makes use of the hydraulic energy or the hydraulic power and converts that into a mechanical work. Figure shows a hydraulic actuator here. So we can see there is a cylinder and a piston arrangement and a small port at the left side. So these are some of the parts of a hydraulic actuator. It consists of a cylinder, a spring, piston and a hydraulic fluid which applies the pressure, hydraulic supply and return line which is nothing but also called as a valve or a port, stem and a control valve. The mechanical motion produced by this hydraulic actuator may be linear, rotary or oscillatory. So a hydraulic actuator is the one which makes use of hydraulic fluid. The pressure of this hydraulic fluid will be converted into linear motion, rotary motion or oscillatory motion. The fluid energy is used or hydraulic power is used into some useful mechanical work. So how does this hydraulic actuator works? Hydraulic actuator mainly works on Pascal's law. So as we know that Pascal's law states that the pressure applied to a confined fluid at any point is transmitted undiminished and equally throughout the fluid in all directions and acts upon every part of the vessel at right angles to the interior surface. So this is the statement of the Pascal's law. So the pressure is applied to a confined fluid. That means that the fluid that is present inside this cylinder. So the cylinder will be divided into two chambers. The chamber above the piston is called as upper chamber and the chamber below the piston is called as lower chamber. The pressure is applied on this fluid and is transmitted equally in all the directions, and this will be acting on every part of the vessel at right angles to the interior surface. So therefore we can write the equation for Pascal's law as F is equal to P into A. So if pressure is applied over a small area to cause a pressure P, this pressure will be many times larger. So when force is applied over a small area, the force applied is on a small area, but it will cause a pressure which is much more than the pressure created. So this principle is used in all the hydraulic devices to generate very high forces. So this is the figure of a hydraulic actuator you can see here. So this hydraulic actuator consists of, as I said, two chambers, the upper chamber which is above the piston and the lower chamber which is below the piston. The hydraulic supply and return line is connected to a lower chamber and allows hydraulic fluid to flow to and from the lower chamber of the actuator. As you can see here, we have a hydraulic supply and return valve through which the fluid can enter inside and enter outside also. So this is the lower chamber where the hydraulic supply and return line is connected. There is a stem here. This stem transmits the motion of the piston to a valve. That means the motion of the piston, up and down motion of the piston will be transmitted this piston movement to a stem, and this stem will transmit the motion to a valve. Initially, in the beginning, when there is no fluid inside this piston, there is no hydraulic fluid pressure. So that means what happens? The spring force itself will be sufficient to hold the valve in the closed position. So the ports will be closed and there will be no fluid inside. But as the fluid enters the lower chamber, here the piston will start moving upward, due to which the pressure in the chamber increases. So when the piston moves upward, the spring will compress and the valve will begin to open and the fluid will try to enter the lower chamber. So this is how the lower chamber will be occupied fully with the hydraulic fluid. So when it is drained out, that means in the return stroke, when the piston is moving in the downward direction, all the hydraulic fluid will be drained out from the cylinder. The hydraulic force becomes less, then the spring force will be becoming more, and the fluid will try to drain out, due to which the piston will try to move downward and the valve will close. So again in the next cycle, again the fluid will try to get inside the lower chamber. This causes the pressure of the fluid to increase, and therefore the piston moves upward. So this is how this hydraulic actuator works. What are the advantages of hydraulic actuators? Let us know. These hydraulic actuators are very strong in construction or rugged in construction, and that's why they are suitable for most of the high force applications. Why they are suitable for high force applications? Because of their strong construction and the produced forces which is 25 times greater than the pneumatic cylinders of equal size. So in the for our coming topics we are supposed to discuss regarding on pneumatic actuators also, wherein when you compare these hydraulic actuators with the pneumatic cylinders or pneumatic actuator, the force produced is 25 times greater than that of the pneumatic cylinders. That is why, and they also operate in pressures of up to 4000 psi. The operating pressure range is about 4000 psi. The second advantage of hydraulic actuator is that these hydraulic actuators can hold force and torque constantly without the pump supplying more fluid or pressure due to the incompressibility of the fluids. We know that the hydraulic fluids that are used are incompressible in nature, and therefore these hydraulic actuators can hold force and torque constantly without the pump. The third advantage of hydraulic actuator is that these hydraulic actuators can have their pumps and motors located a considerable distance away. So the pumps and motors used for pumping the fluid, okay, they can be located at any distance away from their working. So therefore this will this is the other advantage of the hydraulic actuator. Let us see what are the disadvantages of hydraulic actuators. The major disadvantage of hydraulic actuator is that the fluid will leak. There is a leakage of the fluid in the hydraulic actuators, due to which the efficiency of the hydraulic actuators gets reduced, and this poses a problem of cleanliness. So the cleanliness will be reduced, and therefore the surrounding area also gets leaking because of the fluid leaking. So the surrounding components and the area will also be damaged because of the leakage of the fluid. Hydraulic actuators, majorly these hydraulic actuators require some other parts such as a fluid reservoir where the fluid can be stored, motor, pump, valves, heat exchangers. Along with this, the hydraulic actuator is difficult to work, and we also require a noise reduction equipment also. So which are some of the disadvantages. Coming to the applications of hydraulic actuators. So where do we find the applications of hydraulic actuators? See, most of the opening and closing of the doors, whatever we find in nowadays technology, the opening and closing of the doors which have some dampers, so those dampers make use of these hydraulic actuators. Even we find hydraulic actuators for clamping, welding purposes also, and presses. Most of the hydraulic presses make use of hydraulic actuators. Now let us know what is meant by a pneumatic actuator. So as just now we discussed about a hydraulic actuator, pneumatic actuators are also similar to hydraulic actuator. Only the difference between these two is that these pneumatic actuator make use of gases or pressurized air instead of a fluid that we make use of in hydraulic actuator. So a pneumatic actuator is a highly reliable, efficient and safe source of motion control that uses pressurized air or gas to convert energy into rotary or linear motion. So pneumatic actuators make use of pressurized air or gas to convert energy into rotary or linear motion. So these pneumatic actuators, they have several names. They are called by several names also. Even these are called as pneumatic cylinders, air cylinders or air actuators. All the meaning of all these means that it is nothing but pneumatic actuators only. Another name for this pneumatic actuator is also known as pneumatic ram. So why it is called as pneumatic ram means because in this the ram refers to nothing but the piston. That's why it is also called as pneumatic ram. So pneumatic actuator make use of pressurized air or gas instead of hydraulic fluid that we make use of in hydraulic actuator. Then how does this pneumatic actuator work? So in construction, the pneumatic actuator will also be similar to a hydraulic actuator. So here instead of the fluid, here air will be used or gas will be used, compressed gas will be used here. So if you refer the same figure, so in comparison with the same figure, I am just explaining this, how does the pneumatic actuator works. Pneumatic actuator rely on some form of pressurized gas. Just now as I said, they make use of pressurized gas or compressed air that will enter into a chamber. That means it will enter through the lower chamber, due to which the gas pressure will be built up. So when this gas pressure is sufficient or more, it will contrast to the outside, compared to the outside atmospheric pressure. It results into a controlled kinetic movement of a device such as a piston or a gear. This resulting movement can be directed either in a straight line or circular motion. So when air pressure is built up in the lower chamber, the pressure inside the chamber will be sufficient or more than the outside atmospheric pressure. So this pressure can be used for controlling the movement of a piston or a gear, or this pressure can be used in a straight line or in a circular motion. Let us know what are its disadvantages and advantages. Coming to the advantages of pneumatic actuators, as we know, the benefits of pneumatic actuators is that they are simple in construction and they have maximum pressure. And these pneumatic actuators, they generate precise linear movement with higher accuracy and repeatability in a very high range. That means pneumatic actuators are able to produce high accuracy with repeatability. Nowadays, pneumatics have been used, or pneumatics have been used in many of the miniaturizations, like many advances in miniaturization, integration of materials and all. These electronics have made use of these pneumatic materials. The cost of these actuators is very less compared to other type of actuators, and comparatively they are lightweight and the maintenance cost is less. They are highly durable and they are cost effective method when we use them for a linear motion. So let me repeat once. Advantages of pneumatic actuators are: they are simple in construction, they produce maximum pressure, they produce precise linear movement, repeatability and with high accuracy. They are very less costly compared to other actuators, and they are lightweight and maintenance free, or requires minimum maintenance compared to other type of actuators. Coming to disadvantages, so pneumatic actuators have some disadvantages. So those disadvantages are that, so the first one is that pressure losses and air compressibility makes pneumatics less capable. So there will be pressure losses in such type of pneumatic actuators, and hence they are less capable than other type of linear motion methods. So here there is a major pressure loss, and these pneumatic actuators must be designed for the particular specific job. That means what? All pneumatic actuators are not suitable for all the purposes. So based upon for what application these pneumatic actuators are used and what is their size, so based upon that, for that particular specific job, pneumatic actuators must be designed or they have to be sized. So along with this, pneumatic actuators require accurate control and efficiency is required. That means we want proper proportional regulators and valves, so that this will try to improve the cost of the pneumatic actuator. So that's why the design will become more complex. So that is also another disadvantage. Even though we make use of this compressed air in a pneumatic actuator, the air which is easily available, but it can be contaminated by oil or lubrication. So the air that we make use may be contaminated by oil or by some other lubricant. So therefore it will lead to downtime and maintenance. So therefore we need to make use of a clean air which will try to improve its efficiency. But still, this is also one of the disadvantage of a pneumatic actuator. Coming to where these pneumatic actuators are used, its applications. So we find pneumatic actuators in a variety of applications. A few of them have been listed here. So the pneumatic actuators are mainly used in pistons and ignition chambers in gasoline powered vehicles. So the vehicles which are gasoline powered vehicles make use of pneumatic actuators for pistons and ignition chambers. So they use the ignition of the air and gasoline to create the pressurized force that moves the piston and converts energy into the car's crankshaft. At present, pneumatic actuator is also used for sieving machine equipments. Especially they are also used in automatic devices such as automatic sieving machines, automatic bulldozers, folding machines and all. Another major application of pneumatic actuators is that they are used in automatic door seals, so wherein to work as flood barriers and chamber closures. They are also used in manufacturing industries and all. So they are used for material handling applications. So material handling applications also make use of pneumatic actuators. So these are some of the applications of pneumatic actuators. They are used in gasoline powered vehicles, they are used in automatic sieving machines, automatic bulldozers, folding machines. They are also used in automatic door seals, as well as they find applications in material handling also in manufacturing industries. Coming to piezoelectric actuators. What are these piezoelectric actuators? Piezoelectric actuators are nothing but they are transducers that convert electrical energy into mechanical displacement. The piezoelectric actuator, they convert electrical energy. When electrical energy is applied to this piezoelectric material, it will convert that electrical energy into a mechanical displacement or stress based upon the piezoelectric effect, or vice versa, or it will convert the stress or the mechanical displacement into electrical energy. Both are possible. So such a thing is called as a piezoelectric actuator. So the effect that on which this piezoelectric actuators work is called as piezoelectricity. So piezoelectricity is the property of a substance to generate electricity if stress such as squeezing, bending or twisting is applied to it. So this is called as a piezoelectric actuator, which will produce displacement, mechanical displacement when electrical energy is applied, or produces electrical energy when mechanical displacement or stress is applied to a piezoelectric material. So that because of this this property, a piezoelectric property, these piezoelectric actuators utilizes the high electric field voltages, okay, due to which the changes or the mechanical displacement will be very small in terms of micrometer. This micrometer change will be in the width of the piezoelectric crystal, which can be recorded. The micrometer distances make these piezoelectric crystals useful as an actuator, and this because of this property they can be used in very accurate positioning of objects wherever it is needed. So for applications, so where we make use of these piezoelectric actuators means these actuators are used for accurate positioning of objects wherever it is needed, because the changes or the change in the width of this piezoelectric crystal will be very less in terms of micrometer, or we can call it as micro distances. change will be occurring in this piezoelectric crystal. So for accurate positioning of objects and all, we can make use of piezoelectric actuators. Piezoelectric actuators are also used in some other applications. Where they are used means the precise movement control afforded by this actuator helps it to be used for adjusting machine tools. So where we need to adjust the machine tools very accurately or accurate positioning for lenses adjustment, mirrors and other equipment, we make use of this piezoelectric actuator. A piezoelectric actuator can also be used to control hydraulic valves. So just now we discussed the hydraulic actuators. So valves to control these hydraulic valves, or they also act as a small volume pump. So for all these applications, we make use of hydraulic piezoelectric actuators. So piezoelectric actuators are nothing but they are the one which make use of a piezoelectric crystal. For this piezoelectric crystal, when electrical energy is applied, it will convert that electrical energy into mechanical displacement when squeezing, bending or twisting is applied to it. That also can be converted into electrical energy. So both vice versa are possible. Because of this, when electrical energy is applied, the width of the piezoelectric crystal changes in terms of micrometer. So this principle or this effect is used for accurate positioning of objects, accurate positioning of machine tools, lenses, mirrors and other equipments also. Then what are these piezoelectric materials? Which type of piezoelectric materials are used? There are many piezoelectric materials, from man-made to artificial piezoelectric materials. Few of the commonly used piezoelectric materials are barium titanate. So this barium titanate was the first discovered ceramic material, piezoelectric ceramic material. Later then lead titanate was discovered, and few of them were like lead zirconate titanate, which is also known as PZT. So this PZT or lead zirconate titanate is the most commonly used piezoelectric ceramic material. Some other piezoelectric materials are potassium niobate, lithium niobate, lithium tantalate and sodium tungstate. So piezoelectric ceramics, so these are all ceramic materials which have piezoelectric property. So the first discovered was the barium titanate. Among the listed piezoelectric ceramic materials, lead zirconate titanate is the most commonly used piezoelectric ceramic material. But the disadvantage of these piezoelectric ceramic materials is that they all possess lead. They are having certain amount of lead. So with the defects or the disadvantages of these materials has been overcome by the following lead-free piezoceramics. So following are the lead-free piezoceramic materials. The first one is sodium potassium niobate. So this material has properties similar to lead zirconate titanate or PZT. So sodium potassium niobate is similar to PZT material. Bismuth ferrite, sodium niobate. So these three are lead-free piezoceramic materials. Lead-free piezoceramic materials are those which were developed due to the harmful environments exposed due to lead. So they are sodium potassium niobate, bismuth ferrite, sodium niobate. The first one, that is sodium potassium niobate, has the same properties similar to PZT. Piezoelectric actuators are of two types. They are stack actuator and another one is stripe actuator. Two types of piezoelectric actuators are stack actuator and stripe actuator. So what is this stack actuator? Piezoelectric stack actuator are those which offer low stroke and a high blocking force. Piezo stack actuator, they offer low stroke and high blocking force. So based upon the user's requirement, two type of stack actuators are available. One is called as discrete stack actuator, the other one is called as co-fired stack actuator. Both these type of actuators, that is a discrete type and as well as co-fired stack actuator, they can be insulated with a coating material. That is, how they are coated means they are coated with one more bare stack material, or they are encased in a stainless steel which will act as a protection from mechanical stress and from environmental extremes also, like air, moisture and all. So that is called as a stack actuator. Stack actuators are of two types, that is discrete and co-fired. The second one is stripe actuator. A stripe actuator is also called as a bending actuator. Why it is called as a bending actuator means because it is designed to produce a relatively large mechanical deflection in response to an electrical signal. So when electrical signal is applied to such type of actuator, these actuators produce a large mechanical deflection, because of which they are also called as bending actuator. This deflection offers a large stroke and a very limited blocking force when compared to stack actuator. Stripe actuators are also called as bending actuator. Why? Because when electrical signal is applied to such type of actuators, they produce large mechanical deflection compared to stack type of actuators. Coming to the applications of piezoelectric materials, where these piezoelectric materials finds application. Piezoelectric materials are used in variety of industries. They are used in manufacturing industries, medical devices, telecommunications, automotive, information technology. All these industries make use of piezoelectric materials. Few of them will discuss here. So where they are used, so in telecommunications or in electronic devices, so high voltage power source. So high voltage power source wherein electric cigarette lighters. So for example, if you take a cigarette lighter, when the button is pressed, the charge is produced. So that effect is nothing but because of a electric cigarette lighter makes use of a piezoelectric material. Even the gas burner, when it is switched on, even that also makes use of piezoelectric crystal. So these all makes use of a piezoelectric materials. So electric cigarette lighters, so when the button is pressed, okay, the button will produce a lighter. The button causes a small spring inside which the lighter, that will hit a piezoelectric crystal, due to which a high voltage current will flow across the gap to heat and ignite the gas. That's how the cigarette lighters will work. So they are used in gas grills or stoves. As I said, they are used in gas burners also. As soon as you turn the knob on, the sound that we hear is nothing but the same principle whatever we discussed in cigarette lighters. The same principle will be adopted. So that means what? The piezoelectric crystal will produce that flame spark, due to which it will ignite the burner. The same way as we discussed in the lighter, the same principle is adopted in gas grills or stoves or gas burners also. Even they are used in piezoelectric transformers. So piezoelectric materials are used in piezoelectric transformers. So this is used as an AC voltage multiplier in cold cathode fluorescent lamps. So piezoelectric materials are used in cigarette lighters, they are used in gas burners, they are also used in piezoelectric transformers, so wherein high voltage power sources applications. So we call them as high voltage power source applications. The second application is high electric field voltages. Which are the high electric field voltages? So these piezoelectric actuators, they are used because, as we know, just now discussed according to the definition of a piezoelectric material, when high electric voltage is applied to this material, there is a small change, or the change in the dimension will be in terms of micrometer in the width of this piezoelectric crystal. Because of this property, these piezoelectric crystals are used where we require accurate positioning of objects. So such devices are, so for example, loudspeakers, piezoelectric motors, laser electronics, inkjet printers. So in inkjet printers, the crystals will drive the ejection of ink from the printer head to the paper. even diesel engines, X-ray shutters also make use of this principle of piezoelectric actuator for their working. So piezoelectric materials are used in variety of industries. Among them they are manufacturing industries, medical devices, telecommunications, automotive and information technology. Because of this property, they are used in high voltage power sources, high electric field voltages also. They are also used in some other applications. Let us see what are those. The precise movement control afforded by this piezoelectric actuator is used to finely adjust machine tools. As in the beginning, while discussing the introduction part, as I told, the micrometer change in the dimension of this piezoelectric crystal helps it to be used for major applications such as fine adjustment of machine tools, fine adjustment of lenses, mirrors or other equipments also. Piezoelectric actuator can also be used to control hydraulic valve, or they are also used for special purpose motor and other applications wherein they require movement or force. The last application of this piezoelectric material is that they are also used for excellent focusing mechanism in microphones and all. For excellent focusing purpose, piezoelectric actuators are used. They are also used for accurate positioning of video cameras, and they are also used in mobile phones. Though these piezo actuators or piezoelectric actuator, they do not require any lubrication to operate, and then they are used in cryogenic and other vacuum environments also. So because of this piezoelectric property, they are finding major applications for in controlling the machine tools, lenses, mirrors. They are used for focusing in microphones which are equipped with video cameras. They are also used in mobile phones and all. Since they do not require any lubrication, they are also used in cryogenic and other vacuum environment. So with this we try to end up with this today's class. So thank you.